How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just want to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from tonight, which is March 29th, 2021. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match one, it was Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor versus J.D. Drake and Ryan Namath. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor went over because Orange Cassidy pinned J.D. Drake with the beach break. Well, after the match, Miro, Kip Sabian, and Penelope Ford came out. Well, Kip Sabian got on the microphone and wished Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy good luck in the Arcade Anarchy match because they were going to need it. Well, Miro took the microphone and said he didn't wish Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor luck. He wished all bad things to him, like getting hurt, getting killed, and everything. Well, all the referees came out to stop Miro from getting in the ring. Well, Miro, Kip Sabian, and Penelope Ford left, and Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor were celebrating and left. Were getting ready to leave, sorry. And Miro and Kip Sabian came out and attacked Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor and beat the shit out of them, and the referees had to intervene, which that was cool. Match 2, it was Jon Moxley versus Bill Collier. Yeah, match 2, it was Jon Moxley versus Bill Collier. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Jon Moxley went over with the Bulldog choke. Match 3, it was Penelope Ford versus Layla Gray. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Penelope Ford went over with an elevated gutbuster. Match 4, it was the Gunn Club, which are Billy, Austin, and Colton Gunn, versus Milk Chocolate, which are Randy Summers and Brandon Watts and Rex Lawless. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Gunn Club went over cause Colton Gunn pinned Randy Summers with the 310 to Yuma from Colton and Austin Gunn. Match 5, it was Joey Janela versus Chandler Hopkins. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Joey Janela went over with the diving elbow drop. Match 6, it was Thunder Rosa versus Alex Gracia. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Thunder Rosa went over with the Thunder Driver. Match 7, it was Layla Hirsch versus Vipress. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Layla Hirsch went over with the cross arm breaker. Match 8, it was Frankie Kazarian versus Danny Limelight. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Frankie Kazarian went over with the cross-faced chicken wing. Well, after the match, Christian Cage came out and congratulated Frankie Kazarian on his win and everything, which that was cool. Match 9, it was Ethan Page versus Fuego del Sol. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ethan Page went over with the Ego's Edge. Match 10, it was Ty Conti and Hikaru Shida versus Tesha Price and Jasmine Allure. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ty Conti and Hikaru Shida went over because Ty Conti pinned Tesha Price with the DD tie. Match 11, it was Jungle Boy versus Jack Evans. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Jungle Boy went over with the snare trap. Match 12, it was QT Marshall and Lee Johnson versus Adam Priest and Aaron Fry. That was a great match, but the ending to it, QT Marshall and Lee Johnson went over because QT Marshall pinned Adam Priest with the Diamond Cutter. Match 13, it was Ryo Mizunami versus Kylan King. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ryo Mizunami went over with the diving guillotine leg drop. Match 14, it was the Dark Order, which are 5 and 10, versus D3 and Vari Morales. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Dark Order went over because 10 made D3 pass out to the full Nelson. Match 15, it was Private Party, which are Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, versus Bear Country, which are Bear Bronson and Bear Boulder. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Private Party went over because Isaiah Cassidy pinned Bear Bronson with a schoolboy. And match 16, but after the match, Marco Stunt came in the ring to tend to Bear Country after Matt Hardy and Private Party celebrated, while they were celebrating, by the way. Well, Marco Stunt came in the ring to try to tend to Bear Country. Well, Bear Country got pissed off because where Marco Stunt caused a distraction because he was trying to help Bear Country from by attacking Matt Hardy. Well, Bear Country were pissed because Marco Stunt cost him the victory, and so Bear Country was getting ready to beat the shit out of Marco Stunt, but Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus came, which are the Jurassic Express, by the way, came out, and the Jurassic Express and Bear Country got in a brawl, and Marco Stunt got involved, and all the referees had to come out and break it up, which that was cool. And match 16, it was Scorpio Sky versus Mike Sydal. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Scorpio Sky went over with the heel hook. Well, after the match, Scorpio Sky wouldn't release the heel hook on Mike Sydal, so Matt Sydal came out, and Scorpio Sky got out of the ring. Well, Matt Sydal was tending to Mike Sydal, and Ethan Page came out and attacked Matt Sydal and beat the shit out of him, and then Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, were standing in the ring together and smiled at each other. Scorpio Sky pat Ethan Page on the back, and then Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page left while the Sydal brothers were laid out. That was cool. But besides the matches, Jon Moxley cut a promo saying how he's been beat up and how he's almost been caught on fire, and talked about how he was looking forward to competing on AEW Dark Elevation, and talked about how the Good Brothers, Kenny Omega and Don Callis, took out his best friend Eddie Kingston and everything. That was cool. AEW aired a video package aired a video of Cody Rhodes, before the show, of Cody Rhodes coming out and awarding a little boy his belt. That was awesome. Alex Marvez interviewed Thunder Rosa, and Alex Marvez was pretty much asking Thunder Rosa about her unsanctioned Lights Out match against Britt Baker on Dynamite a couple weeks ago and everything, and then asked what was next for her. Well, Thunder Rosa was going on about how she put the women's division on the map and everything, and then Diamante came along. Well, Alex Marvez left, and Diamante was talking shit towards Thunder Rosa, And then Thunder Rosa was talking some shit back and told Diamante that to name the time and the place, and they'll do it and everything. Well, Thunder Rosa left while Diamante was looking on, which that was cool. Dasha Gonzalez interviewed Jack Evans. Well, Dasha Gonzalez asked Angelico if she could have a word with Jack Evans. Well, Angelico hollered for Jack Evans. Jack Evans came out being all cocky and smart-assy, and Dasha Gonzalez was asking Jack Evans how he was going to prepare, how he was preparing to face a caliber like Jungle Boy. Well, Jack Evans was pretty much talking shit, saying that he didn't need to prepare for a match, prepare to fight Jungle Boy, because all he needed was his coffee. Hazel cream coffee. And Jack Evans talked about how he was going to beat the shit out of Jungle Boy. Then after the match, he was going to beat the shit out of Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt and everything. And Angelico was sitting there dancing like he does. And Dasha Gonzalez was informing Angelico that there was no music playing. Well, Angelico was like, "It's all in here, Dasha." And Jack Evans ended up leaving, going back in his in the production truck or wherever the fuck he was and everything, which that was cool. Let me see. Oh yeah. Dasha Gonzalez interviewed Ethan Page, and Dasha Gonzalez was pretty much asking Ethan Page how he feels about being on a winning streak and everything. And Ethan Page was talking about how he already said that he was going to come to AEW and rack up some wins, and that's what he's been doing, and talked about how he was going to dominate AEW and everything, which that was cool. And Bear Country Bear Country, which are Bear Bronson and Bear Boulder, cut a promo about how they started in the professional wrestling business, and how they got to AEW and everything, which that was cool. But besides all that, Tony Schiavone and Paul White done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And the referees for the event were Frank Gastineau, Mike Posey, Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Rick Knox refereed the match between Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor versus J.D. Drake and Ryan Namath. Rick Knox refereed the match between Jon Moxley versus Bill Collier. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between Penelope Ford versus Layla Gray. Yes, Frank Gastineau, by the way. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between the Gun Club versus Milk Chocolate and Rex Lawless. That was Aubrey Edwards, by the way. Mike Posey refereed the match between Joey Janela versus Chandler Hopkins. Mike Posey refereed the match between Thunder Rosa versus Alex Gracia. Paul Turner refereed the match between Layla Hirsch versus Vipress. Paul Turner refereed the match between Frankie Kazarian versus Danny Limelight. Bryce Remsburg. That was Paul Turner, by the way. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Ethan Page versus Fuego del Sol. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between Ty Conti and Hikaru Shida versus Tesha Price and Jasmine Allure. Just Frank Gastineau, by the way. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Jungle Boy versus Jack Evans. Paul Turner refereed the match between QT Marshall and Lee Johnson versus Adam Priest and Aaron Fry. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Ryo Mizunami versus Kylan King. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between the Dark Order versus D3 and Vari Morales. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Private Party versus Bear Country. And Mike Posey refereed the match between Scorpio Sky versus Mike Seidel. All the referees done awesome as usual. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW. I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from tonight, which is March 29th, 2021. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road.